Finally, Alina and Andres are back. We're in full team, and let's take a look at the game OddVille. OddVille is a game for 2 to 4 players. It's a card-based city building resource management game. We have the buildings market right here, some guild cards, resource boards, meeples, and the worker cards. And the turn structure is really simple. You either play the worker card and get one of its benefits, or build a building to the city. First of all, let's take a look at the worker cards. On the worker card you have 3 different entries here. You can play the worker card to get money, or to get resources, or to get buildings. For example, if I will play one of these cards to get money, I'll just get 1 coin. I'll take the top card of the stack. All cards are double-sided. On one side there's a building, on the other side there's a gold. So you will use cards as gold or as buildings. You can have maximum of 5 gold in front of you. So for example, I got 1 gold. You can also play worker cards to get resources, or to get one of these resources. So if I'll play this card and want to get the crystal, let's zoom into the resource board there. So as you can see, there are some empty slots right here. These are separate slots, and the bigger slot right here. Here you can have as many meeples as you want, and here you can have 1 per the slot. So if I played this card and wanted to get the crystal, I'll just put it on the cheapest spot. Next one who wants to get the crystal will have to pay in 1 gold, then 1 gold, or 2 golds later on. And the same goes with others. Let's zoom out, back right here. The other thing you can get from the worker cards, you can get buildings. The buildings in green here, the cards in green here, are the buildings you can get for free, and for those buildings you have to pay money. So, for example, I'll play the cards and I will get that building for 3. So, I will slide all the cards right here and put up another card right there. Now I have a building in front of me, and I have option to build it, but I have to choose separate turn for that. So as a separate action / turn, you can build a building to the city. I have to pay the resources depicted down here. So 1 wood, stone and crystal. I'll take the meeples from the resource board, and then I will build it to the city. There are some restrictions. As you can see, there are buildings and roads. So it must be connected logically, so roads to roads and the buildings to buildings. And when I build the building, I will get the benefit. On the right corner, for example, here I will get 1 clay. If I build this building, I will get any resource I want. Here I can transfer one of my resources into another resource. On the left side we have scoring. At the end of the game I will get 3 points for that building, plus 1 point for each building with this symbol. For example, there are some buildings with those symbols right here. And there are some different scorings. You will get 3 points for each adjacent building around this one, and so on. There are some more of different ones. Also the guilds. When you build a building and it has a guild symbol, you will get one of the guild's cards. So you will get this card, it's in front of you. If it will remain in front of you at the end of the game, you will get 4 additional points. And throughout the game it will give you one of the benefits. Some benefits are like all your workers are really powerful, or for example here, if you want to take the resource, all the resources cost you 1 less money, or you can switch building from your hand with the building from the central market for free, once per turn. So there are all the different ones. And the powers are really great to give you some strategical and tactical choices. So I will build this building here and put my meeple on there. And there's one extra. If you will connect this building that you've built by a road to the other buildings, then the benefits of those buildings will also trigger. For example, I will get an extra resource of my choice from here. Let's say later on in the turn, for example, if I would build this building right here, I will get extra resource of my choice, plus it's connected to this building. So I will get an extra resource of my choice. So the adjacent buildings that are connected by roads will give me their benefits also. Except you still get only one guild card. And that's basically it. After you will build your 6th building, the game will end. You will add up all your scores, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. So what are your impressions on the game?
I think I'll start. Well, this game was a really great surprise to me because I checked when you look at the game, you look at the cards, it's just a pretty cute town, and I thought it would be so much more light, so much more lazy evening game, but actually this game is so much more deep, which I would say is definitely pro to that. So all the way to score points, the way to check how your opponents are doing, you actually have to think, really think. That's a good.
Yeah, I would say the game is mathy. And you have some luck involved here. We'll talk about it a bit later. And I didn't think that from this small box full of cards, just cards, some maples, you'll get a full game, thoughtful game with a little luck involved, but really mathy.
Well, I have to agree, it is a solid game. It has quite easy rules, actually. It doesn't have a lot of components. There is no theme for me whatsoever. You're just building random buildings. Yes, it does look like a city, but it doesn't look like a normal city because you have a temple next to. I have no idea what it is, but probably a park or a bar.
You have all sorts of monasteries next to houses. That's it. Yeah.
It's totally random.
Fun.
Yeah.
So,
it can lead to some maybe analysis paralysis, but it's not hard. Basically, you can calculate if you 3-4 turns in a row. It's nothing really complicated.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the luck in the game. What you want to say about that?
Well, for me, the guild cards can give you special abilities when you build a city, for example. When you build a building. There's only 2 of them, and when you play with 3 or 4 player game.
With 3 players, there's 2. With 4 players, there's 3. It's
always one
less than the count of players.
And it does really give you a lot of. It can give you a lot of points in the end. It can give you a quarter basically of what you earn. If you earn 40 points, you can easily score additional 12 points by cards. I think maybe the powers are really good, but I would like to see something else. For example, that the powers didn't give any points, and you have to score only based on the cards, on the buildings, what you do.
Yeah, for me, those cards are really important in the game. I think the points that are scored, I think it's the part of the strategy, and it's sort of a tactical game more, because what buildings come in the general market depends on your decisions. We play a 3-player game. 2 of the guild cards are already out. Both of other players have it. Now you will build a building with that guild symbol. Then you have to get that card of that guild, the character. All the cards will be shuffled together and you will get the card. First of all, you will mess with your opponents by taking away the cards from them, and then you will get the card. You will get extra points, you will get the power. I think it's a neat idea in this game.
Yeah,
and it
is.
But I would say that's actually pretty, how Ilja thought, mathematical game. If you take away all the luck from the game, I think the game wouldn't be as good as it's at the moment.
Yeah.
I truly like all these characters are pretty powerful. The special powers are pretty cool, but I would say that there could be always much more of them. It would add replay value, so that, for example, you could always leave some of them in the box and just use another part, and it would mix up, and that would give a lot more to the game. Because this is cool, and the powers are cool, and it's a really important part of the game. The cooler power, the smaller points it gives.
So, yeah, maybe let's say the overall opinion rating to the game. I would say it's a really solid game. Based on the BGG ratings, for example, I would give it 8 out of 10, if it really matters for you. It's a really solid game that I would play usually if somebody asked for it.
I would say it's actually a pretty cool travel game. It's a small box. I think if you take the components out, you can fit it in a smaller place. So it's a small, real game that you can take with you. So it's not like a card just for fun in the evening. It's like a real game in a really small box. That's cool. That's
But it
really,
actually
really cool.
does take quite a lot of space if you start building. That's true. So it's not really a micro game you can travel with.
Yeah.
For a general impression, I would recommend to try it for sure. It's really good, and not try it once, but maybe a few times to get the hold of it, and then decide if you want to buy it. Because for me, it lacks maybe the theme. Although I'm not a really theme fan, I don't really care what I build. But this is.
Yeah, Charles, the one that actually person to whom theme matters the less.
Yeah. But anyway, Würfel Reviews recommends the game. Check it out.
Definitely check it out.
Thanks for watching.